Have you ever wondered what really happens when a man reaches the age of 80? Many people imagine this milestone as a doorway to weakness or decline. But the truth is far more interesting and often more inspiring than we expect. 80 is not only a number, it is a stage that reveals how the choices made in earlier decades begin to shape the mind, the body, and the spirit. Some men enter this chapter with surprising strength while others slow down and struggle with fatigue or memory lapses. And the fascinating part is that this difference is rarely only about fate or luck. It is about the patterns of life, the small daily habits, and the way health is maintained over the years. Before we dive deeper, let me ask you this: would you like to know what truly makes one man thrive at 80 while another begins to decline? Would you want to uncover the secrets that researchers, doctors, and families have seen over and over again across the world? If the answer is yes, then stay with me, because in this series we will uncover 7 powerful truths about turning 80. These are not myths or guesses, but real patterns confirmed by years of observation and study. And once you understand them, you will not only know what to expect in your own life or in the life of someone you love, but you will also hold the keys to making these later years healthier, stronger, and more meaningful. So, let us begin with the first truth: physical strength decline. This is one of the most visible changes that men face after turning 80. It is not only about lifting heavy weights or running long distances. It is about stamina. It is about the way the body recovers after effort. It is about the energy to carry out daily activities and the resilience to bounce back after illness or injury. Aging research shows that muscle mass decreases more rapidly after 80, and recovery times become longer. What used to feel light suddenly feels heavy. What used to be done quickly now requires more time and effort. Imagine 2 men, Thomas and Raymond, both are 81. Thomas has kept a simple habit of light strength training and daily walks. His steps remain steady. His grip is firm. He can still climb stairs without pausing to catch his breath. Raymond, on the other hand, slowed down years ago. He spends most of his time sitting. He struggles to lift even light grocery bags. He finds himself winded after walking across the room. The difference between these 2 men is not their age, because they are the same. The difference is how they chose to maintain their muscles and mobility over the years. This loss of strength does more than make everyday tasks harder. It affects independence. A man who loses strength finds it harder to rise from a chair, carry his groceries, or keep up with family activities. Weaker muscles also make falls more likely, and slower recovery makes illnesses more dangerous. Reduced stamina can discourage men from socializing or leaving the house, creating a cycle of isolation and decline. But here is the hopeful truth: the body still responds to activity. Even after 80, strength is not out of reach. No matter the age, the muscles can be rebuilt, and resilience can be restored. The secret lies in gentle, consistent activity, not in extreme effort. Light weights, simple leg exercises, or daily walks can slow the loss of muscle and protect balance. Gentle stretching in the morning or using resistance bands can keep joints flexible and reduce stiffness. These small steps lift mood, protect independence, and extend the years of active living. So, let me ask you directly: have you noticed your steps becoming slower? Have ordinary tasks started to feel heavier than they once did? Do you sometimes avoid activities you used to enjoy simply because they feel tiring? If so, it may be time to focus on building back some of that strength, because the way you move at 80 is not only a reflection of your age, it is a reflection of how much vitality you can still hold on to. Now let us move to the second truth. Cognitive shifts. When men reach their 80s, changes in the mind become more noticeable. Many find that recalling names, remembering where they placed items, or keeping track of details takes longer than before. But this does not always mean dementia. It is often a natural shift in how the brain processes information. Neurologists explain that processing speed slows, short-term memory fades faster, and multitasking becomes harder. At the same time, long-term memory and life experience remain strong. This is why many men in their 80s hold a wisdom that younger people deeply value. Picture 2 men, Albert and Frank. Both are 82. Albert sometimes forgets where he left his glasses or mixes up an appointment, but he can still recall vivid stories from his past. He can share thoughtful advice, and he reasons clearly about important decisions. His children turn to him for perspective because they trust his judgment. Frank, however, brushes off his forgetfulness. He dismisses it as unimportant. Until it begins to interfere with his daily life, he forgets to pay bills. He misplaces his medications, he struggles to follow conversations, his lapses frustrate him, and create stress for his family who worry about his sapphire. These cognitive changes are signals worth paying attention to. Frequent or disruptive lapses may point to underlying issues, such as poor sleep, medication side effects, or early cognitive decline. Ignoring them increases the risk of confusion, dependence, and even accidents. But awareness allows for early action. Medical evaluations, brain exercises, and lifestyle adjustments can support mental sharpness and delay decline. Positive truth is that the brain remains adaptable even in the 80s. Reading new books, learning skills, playing memory games, or staying socially engaged can all stimulate the brain pathways. Physical exercise and good nutrition also improve blood flow to the brain, keeping thinking clearer. Curiosity itself is a medicine. Many men discover that by staying interested and engaged, their minds remain sharper than anyone expected. So, let me ask you another question. Do you sometimes feel frustrated when you cannot recall a detail that once came easily, or do you notice moments where you lose track of what you were doing? Do not ignore these signals. Instead, see them as reminders that your brain, like your muscles, still needs exercise, still needs nourishment, still needs attention. If you invest in it, you may find your thinking grows deeper and richer even as the years go on. Before we move to the third truth, let me pause for a moment. If you are still watching this right now, it tells me something very important. It tells me that you are curious, that you value your health, and that you want to understand aging more deeply. And I want to thank you for staying with me, because the longer you watch, the more powerful insights you will gather. Insights that can make not only your life, but also the lives of your loved ones stronger and more meaningful. So, let us continue to the third truth. Shifts in sleep patterns. At 80, many men notice changes in their sleep. Nights become shorter, sleep becomes lighter. Restorative deep sleep is harder to reach. Medical issues like prostate concerns, pain, or the effects of medications can interrupt rest. What once was a solid stretch of sleep now feels broken, leaving the man tired the next day. Consider William and Robert, both in their early 80s. William takes care of his sleep hygiene. He sets a steady bedtime, avoids heavy meals at night, and spends time outdoors in the morning light. Though his sleep is lighter than when he was young, he still manages 6 or 7 hours and wakes up refreshed. Robert, on the other hand, dozes in his chair during the day. Then at night he tosses and turns, wakes up often, struggles to return to sleep. He rises each morning drained. Over time, his fatigue makes it harder to stay active, sharp, and socially connected. This shift in sleep is not only inconvenient, it affects memory, heart health, and mood. Poor sleep raises stress hormones, weakens immunity, and increases the risk of falls or confusion. Many men dismiss it as part of aging, but researchers warn that untreated sleep problems can accelerate decline. The hopeful news is that better sleep is still possible. Simple changes, such as keeping a steady schedule, limiting naps, reducing caffeine, and creating a cool, quiet bedroom, can restore deeper rest. Gentle evening routines such as reading, stretching, or listening to calming music help the body prepare for sleep. In some cases, medical advice is needed to rule out sleep apnea, which when treated can greatly improve quality of life. Let me ask you personally, do you wake up more often than you used to? Do you feel tired even after a full night in bed? If so, it may be time to look closer at your sleep, because how well you rest at 80 is not only about comfort, it is about keeping both your body and mind strong for the years ahead. Now that we have uncovered the first truths about turning 80, let us continue with the next ones. These are just as powerful because they reveal how the later years are shaped not only by the body, but also by emotions, relationships, and the search for meaning. Number 4, digestive and appetite change. When men step into their 80s, they notice meals feel different, hunger signals weaken, food loses flavor, and medications often dull the senses. Metabolism slows and eating becomes less appealing. As a result, many men begin eating less than their bodies need. Others turn to easy processed foods. These choices bring quiet consequence. Think of Gerald and Martin, both 80. Gerald keeps a small but steady meal routine with vegetables, protein, and whole grains. He may not feel hungry, but he eats with his wife, turning meals into moments of connection. He stays steady And strong Martin skips meals and snacks on cans and boxes. Over the year he has lost weight without meaning to. His body grows weaker though he insists he feels thin. At this age food is more than fuel. It preserves muscle strength, immunity, and mood. Without enough nutrients the body falters. Even thirst weakens leading to dehydration. The hopeful part is appetite can be supported through smaller meals, more often spices to wake the taste buds. Nutrient-dense foods like eggs, beans, and yogurt, plus shared meals that bring warmth. So ask yourself, have you noticed your appetite fading? Have you lost interest in food? If so, it is not just aging, it is a reminder to nourish your body with mindful care. Because eating well at 80 is about living well. Number 5. Emotional resilience. The 80s test the spirit in new ways. Health issues, loss of independence, and the passing of friends can stir sadness, loneliness, and fear. Some men grow anxious, others withdraw, yet with age also comes deeper wisdom. Men who embrace it can meet challenges with calm. Consider Harold and Leonard. Harold practices calm habits. He writes in a journal, connects with friends, and leans on his faith when hardship comes. He steadies himself and those around him. Leonard bottles emotions. He grows restless. He worries in silence. His family sees his mood grow heavy, and his health follows. Resilience is not pretending life is easy, it is learning how to bend without breaking. Men who hide stress face poor sleep and rising blood pressure. Men who share feelings, seek comfort in support or hobbies or faith, often feel stronger. So ask yourself, do you release your worries or hold them inside? Do you face life alone or lean on others? At 80, true strength is not only in muscle but in the calm spirit that chooses hope. Number 6. Shrinking social circles. Be 80. Many men notice friends have passed or moved away, leaving fewer companions. Researchers show loneliness at this stage harms health as deeply as smoking, while social connection protects mood, memory, and even lifespan. Take Eugene and Walter. Eugene calls his brother each week, attends a small group, and visits the community center. He builds new ties and keeps his days filled with laughter. Walter withdraws. He ignores calls, avoids gatherings, and tells himself he prefers solitude. Over time he speaks less, and as health declines. Loneliness is not only emotional, it affects appetite, energy, and resilience. But the circle can be rebuilt at any age. Calling family, joining groups, even greeting neighbors all renew belonging. Technology helps to a video call can bring joy across. Melissa, let me ask you, do you sometimes go days without meaningful conversation? If so, consider this your sign to reach out at 80. Companionship is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. Number 7. Perspective on life and legacy. Final truth is reflection. At 80, men think less about daily goals and more about meaning, what values they lived, what memories they leave, what wisdom they pass on. This reflection can bring peace. Arthur writes down stories for his grandchildren. He shares advice. His family treasures his words, and his spirit feels calm. Dennis avoids these talks. His family feels unsure what mattered to him. He grows restless with regret. Legacy is not measured in wealth, it is measured in kindness and resilience. In stories shared, men who embrace legacy feel renewed energy. Men who avoid it feel unfinished. So let me ask you, have you spoken about what matters most to you? Have you shared your values with loved ones? If not, now is the time. Legacy is not about the end, it is about giving meaning to every day that remains. Know that we have explored these truths. Pause and reflect. Have you noticed strength fading, memory slowing, sleep shifting, appetite dulling? Have you felt tested by worry or loneliness? Have you begun to reflect on your life and what it means? These are not endings, they are invitations to live with awareness and choice. Because at 80, you can still build strength with small daily exercise. You can sharpen memory with reading and conversation. You can restore sleep with gentle routines. You can revive appetite with mindful meals. You can steady the spirit with faith and openness. You can rebuild social ties with small steps. And you can shape legacy with every word, every kindness, every moment. 80 is not about decline, it is about wisdom, perspective, and presence. The choices you make now will decide how rich and meaningful your later years will be. So let me ask you one final question. What is one lesson from your life you want to pass on? And what is one small step you will take today to live these years with strength, dignity, and hope? Share your answer, because your story can inspire someone else watching right now.